Welcome in basketball fans to the SBC postgame show. My name is John, and I'm joined by Wilton and Josh, and we're here to discuss the Oklahoma City Thunder victory over the Indiana Pacers. They won 98-87. So let me open it up to my guys over here. Let's start with Oklahoma City Thunder because they did pull off the win. How did you guys feel about this game?
You know, this was a really strong win for Oklahoma City Thunder. You're talking about the impact of a player named Jet Holmgren, 2022 draft pick. We know what happened to him in the first year, that he didn't get a chance to play, but he had a strong out. He started off slow in the first half, but he really got going in the second half. He had some really strong monster blocks in that first half, but the second half, you know, they were playing that high-low action in between, you know, the guard and him, and, like, really him taking advantage of getting those blocks and also getting busy, literally getting busy in the paint and on those dunks.
Yeah, you know, even without Santa Clara, Jalen Williams playing and Trey Mann not playing, you know, this OKC Summer League team is super deep. Someone like Jared Butler wouldn't get much opportunity before, but tonight he finished with 18 points and 7 assists, and that's not even his best skill. He's really great as a point of attack defender, generating deflections and putting pressure on the ball. You know, he's a bit undersized, and if he doesn't improve as a three-point shooter, he probably won't be able to find a role. But if he does, he could somewhere else in OKC because, you know, they have SGA and Cason Wallace and Giddey all in front of him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, when we look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, they did have 4 players who scored 18 points or more, so definitely a big-time team effort. Josh, you talked about Jared Butler, man, really stepped up. The way I seen him play out there, he looked like a smooth operator out of the pick and roll, man. Every time down court, he was able to get whatever he wanted. But, you know, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Chet, right? Chet Holmgren missed his entire rookie season due to that right foot injury. So talk to me a little bit about what you guys seen out there from Chet.
You know, Chet is really impressive. He's got like the skills of a guard and a 7-foot body. That's a really good combo. He's super fluid in all his movements. He's got a pretty tight handle, but there are times when he's driving where he gets stripped easily just because of how tall he is. So he's got to get better at navigating traffic when he's going to the rim. But, you know, he's got the whole package offensive defensively.
Absolutely. And the only thing that I always worry about him is when he hits the floor, man. Like, you know, granted, he's put on about 12 or 13 pounds in size, which is really good considering where he was last year. But I think that you're talking about a player that's going to be very dynamic, I feel like, for OKC and where they're trying to go. You're talking about a team that made it to the play-in tournament last year. I mean, presented all types of challenges for teams, you know, coming down the stretch of the season. So I think the way that we see the evolution and the continued growth in Chet says a lot about what OKC can do going into next season.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's definitely a great point. And I mean, for Chet, you talked about how he already put on some weight, but it's a little bit concerning how he did put on that weight and is still a bit undersized. Right. Still looks like he needs to put on another 15 to 20 pounds. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and then let's I guess, flip it over to the other side, and let's talk a little bit more about the Indiana Pacers, man. Talk to me about their performance, and was there any outstanding players that you really stood out to you?
You know, Jarris Walker definitely deserves a lot of attention. He's a perfect fit with the Pacers in the regular season. You know, he's a great rim defender, but he can also get out and guard on the perimeter. Him and Miles Turner are just going to be an awesome presence in the paint together. And he's going to be a great combo with Benedict Mathurin and Tyrese Halliburton in pick and roll and also in transition. They're just going to be a really fun team to watch next year with Jarris adding his talents.
Absolutely, and just to kind of add to that, now a player who necessarily might not get much playing time, but I was glad to see play, Isaiah Wong. You're talking about a star who came from Miami. He finished with 17 points, 3 of 6 from three-point range. Isaiah Wong, if you don't, for those who may not know him, he can flat out play. He can shoot the ball, he can score, he can do it all. But as he just alluded to with the stacked roster that Indiana has, obviously Tyrese Halliburton being the star player and the franchise player for that franchise, just good to see him play and get those minutes up under him during summer league play.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, it's just definitely a great game, man. When we seen Chet did come out a bit slow, but he wasn't able to, pick up the aggression and, finish the game with a relatively good game. But from both either Oklahoma or Pacers, do you guys have any closing thoughts that you guys want to touch on?
I'm interested to see. I'm really interested to see where OKC goes from here because, like I said, a play-in tournament team. I personally didn't think that they were going to be a play-in tournament team last year, but to see where they got, they're going to continue to present challenges. You're talking about SGA, a really, really bona fide star now. Like, I mean, he has really taken his game to the next level. And I think that with him at the leadership and the other players that are contributing, the players that we've mentioned up here, I think they have a chance to really, really make some noise in the Western Conference next year.
Yeah, these are both two really young but really fun teams, and they're going to exceed expectations I think this year, and both teams could be a threat to be a first round difficult matchup for a bigger team that has higher expectations. So, neither one should be taken lightly this season.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, we did see a great back and forth game, man. And before we get off, I do got to give a shout out to SGA, man. It is his birthday, so shout out Shay. Happy birthday. And basketball fans around the world, I hope you guys stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.